How's it going, guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install Zippy mods for the MachineWise Tottori and Sasori. The mods include extension spacers and flush spacers, which are intercompatible with both handle variants. You can use the extensions and the flush spacers with either the Tottori or the Sasori. And we'll also review how to install the blade insert into the Sasori trainer blade here to add tip weight and adjust the balance. Before we go into the actual installation, I'm going to just show you how to adjust the balance. The flush spacer holds one removable tungsten weight, and you can remove that just by popping it out with something like an Allen key. And to pop it back in, you can just use the tip of a clicky pen and it snaps right into place. The extension spacer holds up to 2 removable tungsten weights, and to install those, I use the tip of a clicky pen, like so, and they just snap right into place. 1 and 2. And to remove them, you can again use something like an Allen key. This is a 2mm Allen key, and you just pop them out from underneath. Before we install them, I'm just going to show you the different balance configurations that are available to you. The 2 stock titanium weights that come with these are the solid titanium, which is 0.094 ounces, the hollow titanium, which is 0.071 ounces, the Zippy spacers. Let's do the extensions first. With 2 weights, it's 0.087, with 1 weight, 0.066, and with no weights, 0.044, 0.045. And that matches the flush spacer with 1 weight, 0.044, and you could pop that out, 0.023, which means that the Zippy extension can provide more end weight, less end weight, or match the stock balance, and the flush spacer provides 2 intermediate balance configurations that are less end weight than either of the stock spacers. So let's go ahead and reinstall the weight here. And we're going to start with the flush spacers in the Tottori. You can see I've already done one of the handles. We'll do the other ourselves. So I'm going to take my T15 and begin unscrewing. Now I'm going to replace the stock spacer in whatever balance configuration I choose with the Zippy spacer, if I can hold it. All right, put the sex bolt in and align the spacer. And I'm going to push the sex bolt through so it makes contact and seated inside the other side of the titanium slab, and we'll tighten it down. I'm actually not going to fully tighten it just yet. I want to make sure I have proper alignment of the spacer. So it's tight, and I'm just going to make sure that, oop, didn't mean to shake you. I'm just going to make sure that everything lines up nicely here. If it is sticking out one way or the other, you might need to just rotate it very slightly. But that looks good, so I'm going to finish tightening that. And you're done. All right, let's set this aside, and we'll move on to the Sasori. And I'm going to replace the stock spacer with one of the extensions. I actually favor both the Sasori and the Tottori with extension spacers, but for the sake of the video, I'm showing both styles. So let's go ahead and unscrew this, push out the sex bolt. It's actually really jammed in there. I don't want to damage anything, so I'm gonna put the screw back in, but I'm not gonna screw it in all the way. You just screw it in most of the way and then push down on the table to dislodge the sex bolt, which was friction fit. So if you're having trouble disassembling, you can just use that trick to get the spacers out. All right, we've removed that weight. Let's go ahead and add the extension. I don't know if you can hear the baby crying, but if you can, I apologize. This is a very spoiled baby. She's treated extremely well. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually just trying to get the sex bolt aligned with the other side of the hole. This is kind of a tricky procedure that you'll need to do no matter which spacer you use, just one of the characteristics of the Sasori. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and push the spacer in from the center as much as I can while pushing the sex bolt into the handle. So it'll look something like this. And you may hear it snap into place, you may not.
Print complete.
All right, let's see. I think this is properly aligned, but I'm just gonna slowly screw it in to be sure. If it's not properly aligned, your screw will start to, well, it'll be screwing down like over the aluminum, and you definitely don't want to screw down with any force because then you'll damage the aluminum. But that looks good to me. You'll want to make sure that the screw heads are the same height here, so you know that one isn't offset, and if it's offset it would mean that it's actually abutting against the aluminum here, which means you have improper alignment. But I'm looking at it and the screw heads look good. It can be hard to tell if your alignment's off. Sometimes it's really obvious. Anyways, I'm just going to tighten these down. You don't need to, you know, Hulk full crank. There's no point to doing that. In fact, I recommend against it. But now I'm just making sure that the extensions are properly centered and tightened. And that's that. So you've just successfully installed the flush and extension spacers in your MachineWise Tottori and Sasori. My personal preference is the extensions. That little extra room to play with is pretty nice. Now let's go over how to install the balance insert mod into the blade of the trainer blade. So to begin with, you'll note that you have two tip pieces. One has a spot for tungsten weight, one does not. So you can adjust the balance depending on how much tip weight you want. Let's go ahead and just install this piece first. I hook it into the bottom. Oh, poor baby. And then I push it into the top, and I'm just gonna turn it over and make sure that the lip isn't folded over. Everything looks good. And now I'm gonna go right ahead and remove this. And I'm gonna show you how to install the tungsten weighted one. So see how the lip is rolled over there? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push it a little bit more from the other side and then smooth it out. And now the lip is unrolled and everything looks good. Now we're going to install the tungsten weight. And what you can do, you can install it with the insert out of the blade or into the blade, it doesn't matter, as long as you get the ball centered. And I'm just gonna push down. And at this point, I'll probably have to wiggle it just back and forth a little bit so that the lip goes over the ball and everything's in alignment. And I'm just gonna periodically check to see that the ball is centered. It looks like the ball is centered. So let's move on to the next one. A lot of these inserts are very similar in size, so you want to pay close attention. The way this works is you have 3 of these pieces which look identical. There's a small, medium, and large. And if one is too loose or too tight, you'll know, just swap it out. But this is the order of them, small, medium, large. Can be hard to tell, it might take you a try or two. And I just hook in a corner, pop in the other corner, and then if any lip is rolled over, I just push it through. Same procedure. I hook in a corner, hook in another corner, see if the lip is rolled over, and push it through, smooth it out. Corner, corner, lip, smooth. All right, now these 2 pieces are also extremely similar in size, but they are not the same size, and so you need to make sure you put the right insert in the right hole. So this is the larger one and this is the smaller one, and that is how I have them oriented here. So let's start with, oh, I was mistaken. This is the larger one. So we'll do the larger one first. Just push it through, unroll that lip, and we'll do the other one, the smaller one here. Perfect. And if you have holographic inlays, as these are, although it'll be hard to see the hollow in this lighting with this translucent yellow day glow, I just wipe it down with a cloth or paper towel to remove any finger oil, which can interfere with the light refraction. So there you can see the hollow. And it is only on one side, be advised. Anyway, that's the end of the video. You just successfully installed Zippy blade inserts and spacers in your super cool new MachineWise Balisongs. Thanks for watching, guys.